All right, this video is going to cover 7.1 and 7.2, which is add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. This is not a very difficult concept, and it's very common, so this is something you're definitely going to want to know. So let's get started. When it comes to adding and subtracting polynomials, you need to kind of think of these things as you need to combine the ones with the same exponents. So like what I mean by that is this plus 6x4 and the minus 7x4 would be considered like terms. You don't just go and add the first thing with the first thing. That's wrong. So lots of people like to put it in order first. You're supposed to kind of write polynomials in descending order is what they call it. They're referring to the exponents. So like the 4 would go first here. You don't have to though. You do not have to do this. Just some people like to. So let's see what that would look like. It'd be this plus the negative 7x4 is already in the right spot there. So I'd just be moving like the 2x3, the minus 10x, and the plus 5. But again, you do not need to do that. If you can just look at it and combine the like terms, then just do that. But this one, the x4s would add up to be negative 1x4. The x3s would be minus 16x3. Really pay attention to like the minus sign. That's where you're going to mess up. You're going to call it like positive 18x cubed. Don't do that. Pay attention to the minus sign. It's associated with the letter. All right, and then the x's plus 10x minus 10x cancels, so I don't need to write anything there. And then the last one, minus 2 plus 5 would be a plus 3. So this would be my answer. All right, now when it's a minus, it is more challenging. So what I like to do is I take this minus sign and I distribute it to everything over here. So the first part does not change. It's still negative 4x squared plus 8x cubed plus 19 minus 5x5. All right, but now this new part, the minus, once you distribute it, you can call it a plus, which makes it just like this problem right here, which was super easy. So this is why I like to distribute the minus. Now, if you distribute that minus, it changes the sign of everything in this polynomial. So like this positive 9 would become a minus 9. The minus 4x squared becomes plus 4x squared. The plus 10x5 becomes minus 10x5, just like that. And now it's just combining like terms again. So start with your highest exponent. I've got a minus 5x5 plus minus 10x5. That makes minus 15x5. I've got just this plus 8x cubed. There's no other x cubed here, so I have nothing to combine it with. So plus 8x cubed. And then I've got my minus 4x squared plus 4x squared. That cancels. And then I have plus 19 minus 9. That's plus 10. And that would be my answer. Now that distribution move is optional as well. If you can just look at it and realize what it's going to be, then do that. But I like to distribute that minus sign. So like on this problem right here, the first thing I would do is I would rewrite it. You could change the order right here. I'm not going to. It's not necessary. But I am rewriting it because I'm going to distribute this minus sign in the middle. So it's going to be like plus 2, sorry, now it's a negative 2x cubed. Now it's a minus 6 and it's a plus x. And then the last one's still just a plus, so I'm just going to write it as is. So 7x squared minus 3x plus 1. All right, now I'm just going to combine like terms. So I'm going to start with my highest exponent. I've got plus 3x cubed plus negative 2x cubed. That's going to be, sorry, hold on. I'm just realizing a mistake here. This should have said 2x squared. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm combining like terms. So I've got 3x cubed plus negative 2x cubed. That is 1x cubed. Now I go to my squares. I've got plus 2x squared. I've got plus 7x squared. Well, that's plus 9x squared. Then I go to my x's. I've got 5x plus x minus 3x. So 5x plus x makes 6x. Then minus this 3x makes 3x. So plus 3x. And then the numbers, I've got minus 2, minus 6, plus 1. Well, minus 2 plus minus 6 makes minus 8, plus 1 makes minus 7. So that would be my answer. And I'm actually going to add one problem here real quick off to the side. We'll call it bonus. Let's imagine like x squared plus 5x minus 3 minus 2, 3x squared plus 4x minus 1, something like that. It's very similar to the ones we just did, but now instead of distributing just a minus sign, you're going to be distributing a minus 2. So the first part is not going to change. But now it's going to become plus, and I'm distributing a negative 2 to everything. So minus 6x squared minus 8x plus 2. Now I could combine like terms and get my answer. So just keep that in mind. All right, now multiplying polynomials. Most people, when they do this, either do FOIL, aka double distribution, or they do a box method. I like teaching the box because it's foolproof. It is easy, but you can totally do this with FOIL and double distribution as well. So here we go. If I have a 2 by 2, I'm just going to draw a 2 by 2 box. And I'm going to put this stuff on the outside of the box. So 4x plus 3, 5x minus 4. And I'm just going to multiply it out. So 4x times 5x makes 20x squared, and so on. And I just fill in this box. So what I have is I have 20x squared plus 15x minus 16x minus 12. I've got like terms in the middle that I'm going to combine, and then I'm just going to write my answer. So my answer here would be 20x squared minus 1x minus 12. So 2 by 2s are real easy. It's when you start getting to the 2 by 3s or 3 by 3s where it kind of starts being a pain. All right, so now I see 2 by 3, right? 2 things by 3 things. So my box that I draw is going to be a 2 by 3. So 2 by 1, 2, 3, just like that. Put everything on the outside. So x plus 3, 2x squared minus 4x plus 1. All right, now just go fill in your box. So 2x squared times x makes 2x cubed. 6x squared minus 4x squared minus 12x plus 1x plus 3. All right. Now, if you do your box right and you set it up right, every now and then these diagonals are going to be like terms that make it really easy to combine as you go. See, like these are both x's. So if I was writing my answer, I would start with this 2x cubed up top left. And then I've got 6x squared minus 4x squared in red, which is plus 2x squared. And then the blue, I've got minus 12x plus 1x. Well, that's minus 11x. And then I got my plus 3 at the end. Done. Again, you could totally be doing these problems with FOIL, aka double distribution. I just like teaching the box because it's hard to mess up the box. All right, now these are the worst when it's a 3 by 3. These are not fun. So I'm going to do this off to the side over here. You're going to need a big box because you need a 3 by a 3, just like that. All right, same idea. Fill in your box on the outside. All right, and then 3x squared plus 6x minus 2. All right, now multiply everything out and fill in the box. So this might take you a second, but this is what it would be. Okay. Now, you can't always assume that your diagonal is going to all be like terms. So over here, it worked out nicely, but it does not always work out nicely. So you need to be paying attention to what is a like term that you're trying to combine. So if I was writing my answer here, I would start with the 3x5. There's no other x5s. The next thing I notice is that there's a couple x4s. It's these guys. When I combine them, I get 15x4. Now I'm going to go look for the x3s. I've got one here and one here. Those are my only two x3s. So it's going to be 16x cubed. Now I go look at my x squareds. I've got this guy and this guy that I'm combining. So negative 6x squared plus 3x squared is minus 3x squared. Then I go to my x's. I've only got one of them. And then same thing with the numbers. So I'm going to finish this off with a plus 6x and a minus 2. And that would be my answer. All right. So I'm going to jump to number 8, and then we'll come back to number 7. So number 8 is just a 2 by 3 multiply. So it'd look like this. Oops. 3x minus 4 goes on this side because it only has 2 terms. Negative 7x squared plus x plus 2. Fill in your box. All right. Now just go start writing your answer. So the only x cubed is negative 21x cubed. I'm going to write below it here, negative 21x cubed. And then this one works out nicely with the diagonals in like terms. So that would make 31x squared. And then this diagonal is for my x's. That would make plus 2x. And then the minus 8. And I'm done with that problem. That would be my answer. All right, which brings us to the last problem, number 7. This is the one that kids definitely struggle the most with. And the reason is because you have to run 2 boxes or you have to do 2 double distributions. So here's how you handle this. Ready? There are 1, 2, 3 binomials here. All right, there's 3 different sets of parentheses. You have to choose 2 to multiply first. So I'm going to choose this guy and this guy. So this is a 2 by 2. And I'm just going to multiply it out just like I did all those other ones. So x plus 5, 2x minus 3, 2x squared, 10x, minus 3x, minus 15. And I'm going to get a result from multiplying these 2 things. All right, my result would be 2x squared. This combines to be 7x. And then minus 15. So red took care of these 2 things, all right? So this is my answer for red. Now, you're still going to have to multiply this last guy. We'll call him green, x minus 4. You see? It's like, imagine if I asked you to do 2 times 5 times 3. You would take 2 times 5 and call it 10. Then you would multiply by the 3. Same process, all right? So now I'm ready to multiply by that last binomial, this x minus 4. I'm multiplying it onto the result of the red that I just got. So this is a 2 by 3. I'll try to color code it. 2x squared, 7x minus 15. And then this one was x minus 4. All right, fill in your box. And then just go write your answer. Pay attention to your like terms that you're combining. Watch your pluses and your minuses. And so my answer here would be 2x cubed minus 1x squared minus 43x plus 60. So again, you pick 2, red, to multiply first. You get a result from those 2. Then you multiply by that last guy, green. When you do that, you have a 2 by 3 box that you do, and then you just get your answer. So that's probably the hardest one on the page, but overall, these are not that bad. Just watch your plus minus signs, and if you do the box, it's hard to mess it up. Just pay attention to your like terms. Hope this video helped.